Every fighter goes into their next bout with the intention of winning. It's when the cage is locked and the fight officially begins that a fighter's true intentions, their true game plan, is put on full display. Do they come out cautious, testing the waters and looking to get a read on their opponent? Or do they come out firing on all cylinders, aiming to get that first round finish? With a stunning 11 wins by knockout, tied for the second most in UFC history, Brazil's Thiago Marreta Santos is clearly one to keep nothing about his game plan a secret. Born and raised in Rio de Janeiro into a poverty-stricken family, Thiago Santos has had to fight his way through a tumultuous childhood to get where he is today. From navigating the favelas of Rio where he grew up, to having to undergo surgery for a life-threatening condition at only 2 years of age, for Thiago Santos, the fighting spirit, the sledgehammer inside him, began being forged long before the start of his MMA career. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Ultimate Fighting Network as we dive deeper into the journey of the sledgehammer, Thiago Marreta Santos. Marreta, Portuguese for sledgehammer, was the nickname given to him by his coaches for his violent fighting style and utter brute force. He would make his official MMA debut on the Rio regional scene in 2010, but despite obtaining the victory, he was then met with the unfortunate passing of his father just days after the win. Only furthering his drive to fight in the UFC one day and to someday claim a title, Thiago worked relentlessly, amassing a regional record of 7-1 before eventually being taken under the wing of manager Alex Davis.
We're just getting here. Okay, when we started working together, Thiago, he was broke. He got sent up to me with only his one-way ticket, you know. And when we started working, he wasn't living in the city of God, didn't have where to fall dead, you know. And now to see where he's come, I'm extremely proud of him as a person, as a fighter. You know, he has a beautiful social project in the city of God, you know. So not only is this guy that worked his way all the way up, and you know his path wasn't straight up. There were losses in the way, there were hard times, there were all kinds of things. This is what a real fighter's life is like.
Ever since his Octagon debut, Thiago Santos has consistently proven to be a fan favorite, having since amassed a highlight reel that few come close to in breadth or scope. His journey to the top, however, has never been easy. In 2013, he officially began his UFC journey by appearing as a contestant on the second season of The Ultimate Fighter Brazil, where despite a strong showing, he was eliminated by fellow Brazilian Leonardo Santos in the quarterfinals. In a great stroke of luck, Marreta was called back in as a last-minute replacement to fight Cesar Ferreira at UFC 163, providing Thiago with the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of making his UFC debut in his hometown of Rio de Janeiro. Still unproven and unknown by many outside the regional circuit, Santos came in as a sizable underdog against the Ultimate Fighter Brazil Season 1 winner, Mutante Cesar Ferreira, and he would have wanted nothing more than to win in front of his home crowd. The fight unfortunately lasted all of 47 seconds, with Santos being on the wrong end of a clean strike that rocked him enough for Cesar to lock in a guillotine choke for the finish.
The thing about Thiago is he fights the way that everybody wants to see the fight go, you know. He risks his ass, he goes out and he puts it online, you know. And usually with him, or he knocks him out or he gets knocked out, one or the other, you know. And that's what the risk that he takes and the way he fights and the way that he goes out there and lets it all hang out is what everybody wants to see.
Perhaps this devastating setback was exactly what Santos needed, because slowly but surely, a more fine-tuned and powerful than ever sledgehammer was about to emerge. Following the disappointing outing against Ferreira, Santos was scheduled to fight rising prospect Ronnie Marks, who was 3-1 in the UFC, his lone loss coming against the soldier of God, Yoel Romero, in a closely contested bout. The odds makers virtually wrote Santos off before the fight even began, placing him as a 6-1 underdog against Marks. Oftentimes, a fighter will appear actually less nervous about an upcoming fight when they've been deemed by the public as having virtually no chance of winning. Conversely, when a fighter is expected to win and fails to meet that expectation, disappointment naturally follows. In Marreta's case, his fast, aggressive style can be seen uniformly across the board, regardless of whether he's a massive favorite or a massive underdog. So when he stepped inside the octagon for his bout against Ronnie Marks, people knew exactly what kind of fight to expect. The part many didn't expect, however, was for Santos, the plus 600 underdog, to come out and finish Marks inside the first minute of round one. Though one of the lesser-known great upsets, it remains to this day one of the biggest of all time, alongside the likes of Renan Barão versus TJ Dillashaw, Fabricio Werdum versus Fedor Emelianenko, and Matt Serra versus George St. Pierre.
Is he your toughest opponent? What does Thiago rate against your toughest opponents?
Thiago, you know what I mean? I got 5 losses. I got choked twice. You know what I mean? I think I got 2 bad decisions, but it is what it is. And Thiago Santos is honestly a guy who beat the snot out of me. You know what I mean? He said he was going to beat me up and do me bad everywhere. He did me bad everywhere but jiu-jitsu. So, you know, it's like, hats off to Thiago Santos. Toughest fight. Yeah, toughest fight for sure. I feel like every step of the fight, except for when I had that Kimura trap, I was behind, dude.
Over a dramatic 19-fight journey in the UFC, with notable wins over Nate Marquardt, Jack Hermanson, and Kevin Holland, among others, Santos has shown great strides in all facets of his game and has now hammered his way to the #1 contender spot in the light heavyweight division, only behind current champion Jan Blackowics. The two having fought once before, a rematch for the light heavyweight title is the logical fight to make, and the one everyone wants to see. Doubly so since their first meeting ended with Santos delivering a brutal finish of Jan in the 3rd round.
Santos is not the kind of person that goes, right, this is the perfect punch, bang, walk off, knockout. He's not. He's the guy that will throw a punch and another punch and another punch, and then you'll start covering up and you're backing up. And because his confidence is on the rise and his momentum increases and his power increases, then people start to panic and they close their eyes and their hands will start doing this, and then he comes around the guard and hits you with the 10th, 12th, 15th shot that he throws.
You know what I mean?
Do you have to knock him out to win this fight?
Yes, of course. This is my style.
Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and punch that notification bell so you don't miss a second of the action on Ultimate Fighting Network.